Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19. Hope it's the start of a fantastic weekend. Apologies to any of you that have to work all weekend. You probably get sick of hearing about the weekend when it's just another work day for you. So hopefully you don't have to work too much. But I want to talk a little bit about the Indiana Fever and Christie Sides, following up on the news that Lin Dunn has been removed as GM. They've got a new what is Kelly vice president of operations, and now a new GM as well. Which, from what I'm hearing, that may be more Kelly in an unofficial capacity. But either way, it's not Lin Dunn. And I just did a video earlier today on that news because it was breaking. Want to get it out there. Talked a lot about what that means in terms of Christie Sides. Short version here is new GMs want new coaches, right? Your job security is riding on the team as well. Your job security is riding on the coach. They usually clean house, new coach. So I was going to wait a little bit, wait a few days, at least see what happens in that regard if we get any news about the firing of Christie Sides. However, a couple of things got me to wanting to do this video now. One, I've seen way too many Fever fans on Twitter talking about Christie Sides should get another year at least. She should still be here. She's not that bad. You don't fire a coach who got you to the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. Okay, they kind of sound like abused spouses or maybe a little Stockholm syndrome. Maybe they've forgotten what has actually transpired. But first of all, coaches who have, and she didn't even have a winning record, it was 20-20, but coaches who have winning records, coaches who get teams to playoffs, coaches who win coach of the year still get fired. Okay? Christie Sides did everything she possibly could to limit the results of the Indiana Fever, to keep the Indiana Fever out of the playoffs, to keep Caitlin Clark from excelling and doing all the things that she's done, including become Rookie of the Year. I have never in my entire life seen a coach so obviously sabotage their own team, and more specifically, a player. Some will say, hey, we'll go back to Magic Johnson. That's been brought up a lot with the coach situation there. But that was just more specifically, I think, a coach wanting a style instead of working around their players. But this is personal for Christie Sides. It really truly is. It's weird. And there are a lot of things I want to talk about earlier in the season that a lot of people seem to have forgotten about and get into a little about the coach. But I'm going to start with this. This is really interesting. I am not going to color your perception. I'm just going to play it. It's less than 30 seconds long. Pay attention, tone of voice, body language, facial expression, all that stuff. This is really interesting. And to me, this is like what we've experienced all season long. I'm going to play it, then we'll.
Aaliyah Boston, you are amazing. Congratulations. What an amazing thing for you and for our franchise, you being Rookie of the Year. Everything you've done for us, you've made us better. You're going to continue to make us better. But congrats. So proud of you. You deserve every bit of that. Just wanted to say congratulations on Rookie of the Year. You've worked extremely hard to get this and to earn this award. Congratulations.
Mother of all that is good and pure. Did you notice a difference between the Aaliyah Boston congratulations for Rookie of the Year? By the way, Aaliyah Boston was unanimous Rookie of the Year. And the Caitlin Clark congratulations for Rookie of the Year. Did they seem a little different to you? Did the tone of voice, did the amount of praise and the wording, did the facial expression, the body language, 100% completely different? She was thrilled to do that for Aaliyah Boston. She hated doing that for Caitlin Clark. It actually looked painful. She looks like she's in pain. Like, I can't believe I have to do this. She's being forced to do that for her team. But before we even get into that, I want to talk about some other things all season, but also a lot of people have been asking me since that previous video, hey, who's the coach going to be? Great question. I started thinking a little bit about it. I'll probably do another video and I have some time to do a deep dive. But look, it's the WNBA. I think we've all learned, for those of you that are new as fans to the WNBA, that you've learned what kind of absolutely crazy league this is. So who knows what kind of crazy decision they'll make, right? They're like gerbils suffering from ADHD hyped up on speed. No idea. I mean, some names that I've seen out there that I agree with. I don't. It's This is more of a wish list. I don't know that you could get any of these people to actually do the job. Mark Jackson, I think, would be a really good choice. Larry Bird would be a really good choice. Cheryl Miller would be a really good choice. Lisa Bluter would be a really good choice. And Nancy Lieberman would be a really good choice. Now, like I said, I don't know that any of them even have the desire to even think about talking about the possibility of getting back into coaching. But those are just some names off the top of my head and some that I've seen from others as well that I think would be really good choices for this team. Maybe Magic Johnson. That might be a possibility. I know he'd love to run a Lakers Showtime style offense, which you absolutely could with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. But I want to get into a little about Christie Sides, too, as a reminder of the season. Things that have not changed. Remember, this is really important to understand that the Fever excelled despite Christie Sides, not because of her. Paint touches, paint touches, paint touches, paint touches. We heard it all season long. And it's the worst possible thing the Indiana Fever could do for their season. All season long, Christie Sides wanted the ball out of Caitlin Clark's hands. She wanted the ball thrown into the paint. By the way, against better teams, whether it was Melissa Smith or Aaliyah Boston, no offense to Aaliyah, she's a great player. But for me, yes, she's a center. Yes, she's got great feet. But out of all the things that she does well, I think actually back to basket, getting the ball in touched in the paint in the physical game, maybe having a double come over, that's actually her worst thing. There are a lot of turnovers happening. She does not have strong hands. She loses that ball a lot, unfortunately. She's so much better, I think, getting the ball facing up, right? Getting the ball 5'10", even at the foul line, 15 feet away, getting the ball facing up to the basket and going to it, because she does have really good footwork for a big. And so when she gets it facing up, it could go to the basket. Absolutely fantastic in that aspect of the game. Just want to make that clear before people come screaming at me that I'm going after Aaliyah Boston. I'm not. Look, Christie Sides absolutely wants to slow it down, even if it's not just pounding it into the paint in the traditional back to the basket post player stuff. She wants to slow it down. And we all know that the half court offense, horrific. Horrific. I just thought of this. I wonder if I can find it. I don't know if they keep track of it, if they break it out, but I would love to know how many shot clock violations the Indiana Fever had, because it was a lot. I think we all know lots of shot clock violations and how bad they look when they get down in the shot clock. And that's because their half court offense is terrible. Much better team when they run, even if it's not full out fast break, just being up tempo a little, not necessarily letting the other team get set. They was it the Phoenix Suns with Steve Nash, right? Where I think they had those couple seasons where their offense basically was the goal was get a shot within the first 7 seconds of the shot clock. That is more Fever style basketball. And like I said, that includes Aaliyah Boston. When you get her, when she either gets out in front or even as a big, don't forget a lot of times if you're a little bit up tempo but not pure fast break, you get movement up tempo and you get a big like an Aaliyah Boston trailing the play and coming in late and then boom, hitting her with that back pass around the foul line as she's going forward to the basket. Look out, folks. Look, we can talk about the Christy Wallace fiasco. We can talk about the fact that all season long, Caitlin Clark was not even made an option at the end of games. Not even made an option. We can talk about not playing Grace Berger, not playing Celeste Taylor, which led to her getting cut, not playing Victoria Saxton. She's never been complimentary. As you just saw in that video, she's never been complimentary of Caitlin Clark. She throws her under the bus all of the time. Her and, to be fair, the team. Christie Sides has never taken any responsibility for anything negative about the Indiana Fever and their performance. We can go back to the beginning of the season when she talked about the 5-second decision. Right, I'm sorry, the point was it the 0.5-second decision? Caitlin Clark has to make a decision within 0.5 seconds. Talked about how she can't do what she did in college. She's got to shoot the long two. The long two? Really? And oh, by the way, for those of you that have been around a while and may have forgotten, I did a video earlier in the season on Lisa Bluter when she met with the Fever owner in sort of a secret meeting, and no one to this day has any idea what it's about. Do you think it was, hey, Lisa, I get that maybe you just having retired and you're not really wanting to jump back in, and the idea of jumping into this whatever this is with the WNBA in the middle of a season with Caitlin Clark, maybe that doesn't appeal to you, but would you consider, if we have a coaching vacancy at the end of the season for next year, would you be interested? What would it take to make it happen? I would like to know that. I would like to know that. Now, this, unfortunately, I don't think the volume is all that great on this, but I'm going to try and play it for you. But you can go try this video. This is actually like one of the, I think this is like, is this the ones? No, there's another one I had. Oh, bummer. I should have lined that up. But there was another video on Christie Sides that did that had like 131,000 views and like 2,200 likes. I think it was like my best performing video ever. I can't believe I just said like twice in almost the same sentence. I hate when people do that. Anyway, this was a chance when Christie Sides was actually set up to be able to praise Caitlin Clark, but she could not bring herself to do it. Absolutely.
In sports, players break records. They lose focus and they just focus on what they did as opposed to the game. What does it say about Caitlin Clark's maturity that at age 22 she's more focused on the loss and her team as a whole?
Yeah, that's hopefully what we're focused on. When is the win. Like that's our goal, that's our focus, a team win. And with that win, with the talent that we have, come those records and all the accolades. But overall, when the team wins, the individuals win, and that's what we've got to keep pressing. I know it's just different these days, and that's what people are looking at and talking about. But we want to build a culture, and we want to have sustainable wins. We want the Fever to come back.
So set up. By the way, that was the Dallas Wings. That was I think the last game actually before the Olympics, and she's set up. I mean, she is set up to praise Caitlin Clark's maturity level and focus, and she completely ignores the question. And again, this is right before the Olympic break, folks. This is not back in the first week of the season, and she couldn't do it. I mean, she couldn't even say, "Hey, yeah, Caitlin's she's a competitor. She's focused on the most important thing, which is the win." And I give her a lot of credit for being able to stay focused. And then she could have gone right into her spiel about how the focus needs to be on winning. She couldn't bring herself to do that, and she has never changed from this ever. By the way, I think if I go, yeah, this is yeah. These I didn't realize I had these. This many. We go back. This is a lot of Christie Sides videos. A lot of Christie Sides videos, folks, unfortunately, because throughout the entire season, Christie Sides just kept saying crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Well, look, I think I'll have to use this image for this one. That did really well. That's like my most best performing video, 131,000 views. All right, so you might see the same thumbnail for this video, but I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your thoughts on the comments below. Are you one that's completely forgotten? Oh, by the way, despite all that, again, she's just not very good with the X's and O's, right? Again, she's just not very good as a coach. Supposed to be a defensive specialist. They were terrible at defense. And I'm talking about the little things. The team not understanding when to play drop coverage, when to get up, when to go over a screen, when to go under, when to switch. They were dead last in three-pointers made by the opposing team. I think second to last in attempts, or it might be reversed, but they were next to last or last in those two categories: three-pointers made by the opposing team and three-pointers attempted, because they could not. It was way too easy for the other teams to get wide open looks from three. That's one more thing I did want to add. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you remember all this stuff? Does it matter to you? Or are you one of those that say, "Oh, well, they made the playoffs. All of a sudden, Christie Sides, all is forgiven. You must magically be a great coach, and we want you back." Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're actually creeped up past 10,200. I know I won't keep mentioning the number, but it's just amazing. I'm still trying to let it sink in that we got 10,000. Absolutely crazy. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you later.